If you are still thinking about getting a Caballero, but you aren't sure if it is worth the price, this overview should give you an idea. I tried to present the most important parts very detailed. I hope that it helps you a little bit. Starting with the very nice LED lights. Every part has its Fantic label on it. That means none of them is bought from a catalog. Everything is made for Fantic. Same for the rear lights. Very nice, well done, and also very bright. Some buddies already said that those lights are really good to see. And even the lights for the license plate are made with LED, of course, and they have that Fantic label too. Another very nice and I guess very popular thing is the exhaust, which is made by Arrow. Arrow is known for the sport exhaust systems, and that is nothing special. Nearly none of the original manufacturers builds their own exhaust system. All exhaust systems are bought from suppliers, for example from Remus or Akrapovic. But in most cases you don't see that name on the exhaust. Fantic decided to have that name of Arrow on the exhaust, and I like it. Here you can see some of the details and the very nice welding. Yeah, let's switch to the braking system, which is supplied by Bodywork, the daughter from Brembo, which I thought would be Chinese, but it seems that they are located in India. In general, it's not bad to get parts from India or from China. It all depends on what you want and what you pay for. But in general, of course, it's cheaper to buy parts from India or China compared to European parts. Worst case are German parts. Nobody can pay for that. Oh, just checked it. Not true. We are not in the first place. Some countries are even more expensive, like France, Denmark, Belgium, Luxembourg, the Netherlands. Okay, that is why they are always happy. Always stoned and well paid. What else do you want? Yeah, back to the braking system. Everything looks very nice, solid. I don't have any doubts regarding the quality. And yeah, of course, we can also find some Chinese parts, which is not bad, as I said. Here it is. Now to the fully adjustable suspension, which comes from R16V, a Spanish supplier. Never heard of it, but seems to be quite popular. Front and rear suspension are from the same supplier and have a Made in Europe label on it. Tires are from the Italian brand Pirelli. Normally not necessary to mention that we have some quality tires on a motorbike, but I recently heard that you can buy new VWs equipped with Asian tires and nobody's able to spell their names. So I would say it's good to have some Italian tires on the Caballero. The swing arm is not my favorite piece of art on this bike. I wouldn't call it ugly, but it's not the typical sexy Italian design, at least in my opinion. All buttons look nice and work perfectly and give you some proper feedback, except the button for the horn, which is much too easy to hit, but that is no big deal. Here are some of the fairings and covers. Depends on personal taste, of course, but I like them. I also like the Caballero logo. Just showing you what's below the tank cover, because one user mentioned that his tank cover is already rusty. Mine doesn't have any rust, and the cover still works smoothly. Tank also seems to be made by an Italian supplier, and I don't know the idea of these things on the tank cover. Maybe they have a purpose or it's just design, but as you can see, they don't sit tight. Yeah, don't know where the seat is from, but it looks very nice and the quality also seems to be very good. And in addition, it is very comfy. You can do 300 to 400 kilometer trips without any issue. Maybe you recognized that dirt. It's a minor issue that is explained in another clip. Your Fantic will also be equipped with a skid plate or engine guard, however you want to call it. There's also a minor issue explained in another clip regarding the fixation of this skid plate. Can't tell you much about the gear lever. Works quite well until now. The clutch lever is slightly adjustable and the clutch is operated by a cable. It's no hydraulic clutch, of course. Chain is from DID, probably the most popular brand for chains. I also like the rear grips, which are stable enough to move the bike. And of course you can attach saddlebags. The bar has also a Fantic label on it. There's also some kind of protection attached to the bar, fixed with cable straps. Yeah, what's going on below the seat? The rear frame looks very solid. I can't see any bad welding. At least I couldn't weld it better. I hate welding. But I like watching welding professionals doing their job. It's quite relaxing. Cable management in general looks very good. Everything is protected and fixed properly. Same situation in the trunk, the space below the seat. Everything is really clean. Nearly forgot to mention the display that you will get. Compare it with the Suzuki or KTM and make your own decision. Back to the main question, is this bike worth the money? I would say yes. There are so many lovely details and nearly all the parts are made for Fantic. No parts from the catalog. Most of the parts produced in Europe. Yeah, what else do you want for that price?